Hey girl, how are you? Oh my god, Alexus, I'm doing so good. You look so pretty. Who did your hair? Oh girl, you know I did my hair. You know I always do my hair. Really? Girl, you been knowing I do my hair since I was like 12. Oh, honey, I forgot. How you forget that I do my own hair? Girl, you know, it's just I had a long day. Oh, okay, that's cool, that's cool. Oh my god, where'd you get the lip gloss from? Oh, you know I make lip gloss. You make lip gloss? Girl, you know I've been making lip gloss this whole time. Oh, okay, that's really pretty. You always look so pretty. Yeah, we got plans this weekend. Yeah, we did have plans this weekend. I thought we was gonna get our nails done. Oh, you know what? I forgot, me and my boyfriend, we had something to do. So oh, that's no problem. Yeah, maybe you can just text me when you get home. That I can text you when I get home. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Alexus love Beauties. We are going to be speaking about best friends versus no friends. That is exactly how people act in your face, and they don't even like you. We have a few books, we have resources and notes. So I'm going to be looking at my notes to stay on track, and I want you at the end of this video to just think in private, do you have best friends or do you not? And so a few terms that are familiar to us are: a friend sticks closer than a brother, I am my brother's keeper, keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. And keep those terms in mind as well. So the first reading is going to be coming from Genesis chapter 4 verses 4 through 11. And we're going to read. So like I said, I'll be doing a lot of looking down, but I want you to hang in there because we're going somewhere. And this is the read from Genesis chapter 4 verses 1 through 11. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel he also brought of the fiddlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why art thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And until thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. What happened in this situation? You have two brothers. They both were bringing offerings unto the Lord. The reason why God did not accept Cain's offering, because it was disrespectful. Cain had offered God an offering from the ground that was cursed. And we know in the beginning of Adam and Eve, before Cain and Abel were even conceived, the ground was cursed. So it was disrespectful to God to bring him a curse. It's like you're blessing God and you bring him a curse. And so Abel had brought God animals, the flock, which we know that is the only way that man was able to communicate with God, with the flock. So God accepted Abel's offer. And so right here in Genesis chapter 3 verses 23, it says, therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the garden of Eden to tilt the ground from whence he was taken. And so Cain had, generations. So Cain had the inheritance of Adam. And so after Adam and Eve was cursed, God had, Cain had that blessing from Adam. So Cain was a tilter of the ground, and Abel kept the flock. So that's where you see a generational curse at. Cain had the curse of his father, and when he tried to bring the blessing unto God, it was not accepted. So God also asked him, he said, if you feel like that's all that you had to offer to me, then why do you have an attitude? Why have your countenance fail? Why are you so upset? If you feel like that was all you had to offer, And if you feel like you're doing that out of being evil, then evil shall lurketh at your door. Instead of Cain talking to God like, you know what, God, I just feel some type of way that you wouldn't accept my offer. You know, this is all I got to give. And you're going to take my brother offering. Jealousy crept upon him. The devil entered Cain. Instead of him talking to God and telling him why he was upset, he went and found his brother. What you doing? You know, I'm out here just getting a little sheep and stuff like that. Oh, okay. And then he killed him. And so then God came and he said, where your brother at? Now, I know a lot of people have the saying wrong because they be like, oh, I'm my brother's keeper, like, period, about to go get this cattle, like, period. That's not where that comes from. God asked Cain, he said, where is your brother? Cain said, am I my brother's keeper? Like, is he in my back pocket? I don't know where he at. Like, you asking me for? Being smart. So I want us to correct that saying too. I am my brother's keeper. No, it's am I my brother's keeper. That came from a dialogue between God and Cain, him being smart. I don't know where that man is at. And so now we see jealousy between the brothers, right? We see wife betrayal in Job chapter 2 verses 1 through 10. And it says, again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan said also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, from where'st thou come? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and from the earth and walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and enseecheth evil? And still he holdeth fast his integrity. Although thou marvelest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin. Yea, all that a man have he will give for his life. But put forth thine hand and touch his bone and his flesh. He will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sores, boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself with, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. Job was a very rich man. He was rich in cattle. All of his children had their own homes. And so every single night, we know that the flock is the form of communication to God, the burnt offering, the sacrifice that you would have to make. And that is the only way your prayer got up into heaven before Jesus came. So Job was very rich because he had a lot of flock, just like Abel was very rich because he had a lot of flock. And so every night, Job's children, he had 7 sons and 3 daughters. The daughters would go over to the brother's house. So it's your turn to cook. The girls are coming over tonight. It's your turn to cook. The girls are coming over tonight. It's your turn to cook. The girls are coming over tonight. And because Job does not know the hurt of his children, and he know different things that go on in the world, after every feast, he would have them pray. He would have them pray and offer a flock up to God to get their prayer up. One day after dinner, and they prayed, the devil went up as well. So this is how we know that the devil is always listening to our prayers. He's always right there trying to go holla at God, like, what's up? Like, yeah, God, like, what you doing up here? He like, oh, you know, I'm just bored walking around the earth seeking whom I can devour. So what's up? Like, you got something for me? The devil has to check in with God. That right there is where we know that he's powerless, right? And so God is like, well, have you considered my servant Job? At first, I was like, God, why would you tell him that? Like, why would you tell him you got somebody good like that? But God was letting him know that this is a perfect man. This is a pure man. Have you considered him? Because you won't be able to touch him. He'll never leave nor forsake me. That's my child. So the devil was like, oh, really? I bet you if you curse his skin, I bet you if you take everything from him, then yeah, he probably going to walk out on you. So God was like, you know what? I'm going to grant y'all a little wish or whatever, but it's not going to happen. So that's what happens in the spirit. Now in the physical, Job like, oh my God, what's going on with my skin? Like, what? It's crazy. His wife sat there like, ugh. Are you still gonna hold fast your integrity? How about you just let that go, curse God and die? Because I'm not used to living like this. Like, I can't get my nails done. I can't get my hair done. Like, what's up? Like, we can't eat. Like, what's going on? Not did she not worry about the kids. See, what happened was there were men that came and told Job the time of Satan, God allowing Satan to come in and mess with him because God knew the strength that he put in his prophet and his son and his child. He said he took everything from him. So one day the flock was dead, the children were dead, everything was gone. And men come to tell him like, Job, like, you been outside today? Like, you ain't got no flock out there. He like, what? You ain't been outside? Like, I made it out. Like, you haven't seen what happened? Like, your kids is dead. He like, huh? Another man came and told him, Job, I was the only one that got out. I made it out alive. You don't know what's going on? Like, your kids is dead. Like, all the flock is gone. And Job was like, oh my God, like, this is God. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm a pure and upright man. Like, I'm blameless. I'm harmless. So what if the flock is gone? How am I gonna communicate with God? It ain't no intercessor. Like, hold on, wait. So Job shaved his head and he ripped off his robe. So that was him going back into purity because he needs to speak to God. And so in our generation, we will fast. So not only are you going through this, you lost everything, you can't even communicate with God. See, we see the devil right there in the beginning when he was like, I bet you he ain't gonna hold fast his integrity if you curse him. Now we see the devil getting into his wife. How about you just let go of your integrity, curse God and die? So we see the devil always getting into somebody just like he did in Cain. Look, if you just go ahead and take him out, God mad that, you ain't take his gift. Instead of talking to him, which really God said, if you feel like that was all you got, why you got an attitude? So the enemy always come into people and he played this role of trying to, have people go the opposite way when God has been right there the whole time. This lady said, so look, you gonna really let me live? She didn't scratch his back. She didn't say, here, babe, let me get this for you. This man is sick. This man is ill. She didn't say nothing. She just like, so this what we going on? Like, you just need to let that go. There's nothing but the devil. So we're gonna go forth. We have Eve betrayal. Like, women betrayal, because when you're in a relationship, people always say you want that to be your best friend, your brother supposed to be your best friends, and your friend's supposed to be your best friend. So this is where the women play at. We have Eve right here in Genesis chapter 3 verses 1 through 6, and her betrayal as well. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast in the field which the Lord God hath made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have God said, Yea, shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the mouthest of the garden, God hath said, Yea, shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Yea, shall not surely die. For God does know that in the days ye eat thereof, then the eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eye, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also her husband with her, and he did eat. Sis, the reason why she was aware that she was not supposed to eat that fruit was because she was made from Adam's rib. So she had the spirit of God. When I read Genesis, I get that they were in two separate locations of the garden. So she had the spirit, so she knew. We know things that we do, but then there are things that we also know not what we do because of the enemy, because of deception. So this man came and said, hey, like, why you just eating from right here? Do you know you can eat from over there too? She like, no, I'm not supposed to eat. Now, mind, she just got there. No, I'm not supposed to eat from over there. Like, God said I shouldn't eat from over there. I'm gonna die. The devil says, no, you can eat from there because God know if you eat from over there, you're gonna be like him. What? I'm gonna be like God? Now, hold on. I'm gonna have some extra wisdom. Even though I just got down here, I think that's cool. I think I'm gonna do that. Here, babe, you don't want no grapes? You want no grapes? No. Being bone of his bone, she being flesh of his flesh, his wife. He said, yeah, I'm gonna eat. It's like you talking to yourself. When you become one with your spouse, you're one. So it's like you're talking to yourself. So he was like, when she offered him the fruit, he like, yeah, no problem. That was the death right there. That is where the cursing started right there. So the women also betray these men because the devil has entered them. Like, okay, how about you just curse God and die? Okay, how about you just eat this fruit? So we see the enemy keep interceding in these relationships. So we're going to go forward. Now we're going to go to Job. This is the friend's betrayal. It's coming from Job chapter 2 verses 11 through 13. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Excuse me. Okay, so we right here. So we are... Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so we're chapter 2, verses 11 through 13. My apologies. So this is where Job's friend come in. So we just talked about his wife, but how about you just die? Like, give it all up. And now his friends come in, right? So this is chapter 2, verses 11 through 13. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place, Ezaphat the Tarmelite, Bildad the Shunammite, and Zoroth the Numulite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept. And they rent every one of his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their head towards heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spoke a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. Hello? What you doing? No, I just got off of work. You just got off of work? Yeah. No, hey, we got a car brown 3-way. Okay, hold on real quick. Hello? What you got going on? Nothing? Chilling? What's up with you? Wife just finished dinner. I did just go and get some gas. What y'all got going on? Y'all heard about Job? Oh yeah, bro, I did hear about Job. Really? Yeah, you heard that? Hold on real quick. Hold on, babe. Yeah, I take that. Thank you. Oh, y'all heard? Yeah, that's crazy. You know how rich our friend was? And they talking about, man, I just seen it earlier. Everybody was talking about how he lost everything. I just can't believe that happened. So what y'all want to do about it? I don't know, man. I got to check my schedule. Hold on. Probably gonna have to set an appointment. Give me just a second. On Wednesday. Ah, man, I gotta go get this line up. Man, y'all heard about that new barber? Man, I'm telling you, he cold. And look, I had took my son and he went and got a little line up the other day. Yep, but hold on real quick. Okay, my bad, y'all. I got thrown on. How about we set this appointment? So what time you think you can come through tomorrow? Give me about 3 o'clock. 3 work for you? Yeah, I think give me 3:15. You know, I'm all the way over here on the west. All right, no problem. So we're gonna meet up at about 3:30, because yeah, you know, I got the I did have to go check. I think something going on with my tire. I think it's a little valve or something like that. So yeah, after all of that, so I just say 3:30, maybe about 3:45, we could all meet up there and see what's going on with bro. Even though we know that it's a lot of evil going on, and we know our friend is good, and you know he rich, and we know he a child of God, I think he'll be able to hold his own till we get there. So we gonna go ahead and pull up about 3:45. Yeah. His friends heard about the evil that he had been through, and it said that they had to make an appointment When they got there, nobody said, are you doing okay? Like, you lost your kid. Your kids is dead. Hold on, wait. I'm going to give you my kids. Because this the whole purpose of life. We got to keep the generations going. Look, I'm going to bring my son. He can lay with your wife. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And back in the day, stuff like that was okay because everybody understood that life had to continue on. If you don't have no children, how is we going to produce life? If you don't have no flock, how are we going to be talking to God like we just done for, right? Nobody said, look, I'm sorry, bro. You know, I apologize. You know, I'm going to bring a couple of my daughters over here. Maybe you could sleep with them. I'm going to bring my sons over here. Maybe sleep with your wife. You know what I'm saying? And we can get something popping. And then, you know, I got some flock over here too. And I'm going to bring like 2-3 calves and maybe a couple lambs over here so you can go ahead and lift some prayers up because this ain't right. Well, I can't believe this happened to you, bro. I can't believe this happened to you. You know, you an upright man. You a pure man. You a just man. You know, you done did good works out here. Man, this is crazy. We got to pray against this evil that's going on because it don't make no sense. Instead, they sat there 7 days and 7 nights and they cried with them. Nobody ain't say nothing. Hey, this guy got 2 days. 2 days and go home. Can't believe it. It's crazy, bro. You good. They sat there and they cried and nobody asked him anything. And they had stock at the house. They had blessings, right? Nobody prayed, nobody did nothing, so they just sit there. Okay, now we're gonna go to friend number 1. What friend number 1 said. This is Job chapter 3 verses 1 through 4. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night which it was said that there is a man child conceived. Let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. You know what? You know what? It's crazy. I wish the day I wish I was never even put here. You know, I wish this would never happen. You know, God ain't gotta shine no light down here. Curse the day that they told my mama she was pregnant with a boy. This it for me. Like I'm done with this. They letting him talk crazy like this. Nobody said nothing like, bro, you need to chill out. Like you need to chill. Like it's cool that he just talking crazy. Got to start talking crazy. So then we go to Job chapter 4 verses 1 through 9. Then Ezaphat, the Terminite, answered and said, if we essay to commune with thee, wilt thou be grieved? But who can withhold him from speaking? Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Thy words have upholden him that was fallen, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it come upon thee that thou faintest, it toucheth thee, and thou art troubled. Is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and the righteousness in thy ways? Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or were where the righteous cut off, even as I have seen that they plow iniquity and sow wickedness, reap the same. By the blast of God they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils they are consumed. This friend said, look, I just don't understand that. You know, I done seen you do good work out here. That's why you was rich in the first place. You done did things with people. You done been here. You done been there. You done been everywhere. Now you got a little trouble going on. You can't handle yourself. I had to come from my house to come and, like, we out here crying and stuff. Like, as powerful as you is, you saying you a child of God, you couldn't handle the situation yourself. So it's okay for you to pray for other people and touch other people, but you can't touch yourself. Like, you can't handle this yourself. Man, that's crazy. You mean tell me you can't hold your own as powerful as you is? That's crazy. Now we got friend number 2. He is in Job chapter 8 verses 1 through 4. Then answered Bildad the Shunammite and said, how long wilt thou speak these things, and how long shall the words of thy mouth be like a strong wind? Doth God pervert judgment, or doth the Almighty pervert justice? If thy children have sinned against him, and he has cast them away for their transgression. Hold on. This man is saying, look, God can change the law. He can do whatever he want to do. Now, if your kids is dead, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, flat out, if your kids has passed away, then that's because of their disrespect. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what was in their heart. Like, God took them out of here because that was their own transgression, which is false. every night Job made sure that his children sent up a prayer to God because he did not know their hearts. Now your friend over here talking crazy, like, bro, that's they problem. Like, all this ain't our problem. Like, how long is we gonna be sitting here talking about this? How long you want to keep on talking about these kids? Because you don't know what they was doing in their houses. This don't got nothing to do with us. Like, how long is this gonna go on? If they ain't here, that's their fault. Ain't we here? Like, ain't we here? So we good. We ain't got nothing to worry about. But yeah, that was their own problem with God. We don't know what kind of problems they got with him. Now you have friend number 3. He is in Job chapter 11 verses 1 through 7. Then answered Zoar the Nemulite and said, should not the multitude of words be answered? And should a man full of talk be justified? Should thy lies make men hold their peace? And when thou mockest, shall no man make thee ashamed? For thou hast, my doctrine is pure, and I am pure in thy eyes. But oh, that God would speak and open his lips against thee, and that he would sue thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double, to which is know therefore God exceedeth of thee less than thy iniquity deserve. Canst thou by seeking find out God? Canst thou find the Almighty unto perfection? Look, you sitting here talking to us about this. Why can't you know, God is a good God, amen, and you know him, so how about you just call on him? If you seek, you will find, right? You just call on God, and he gonna handle that for you. Like, I don't understand. He said, I really don't understand what's going on. He said, why is it that, your words is like, oh, so now my friend going through something. You said you was so pure, you was so upright, you got so much contact with God. So why can't you just call on him? I don't understand that. You sitting here and you telling us all of these problems, and it's like, you disturbing our peace. Is like you lying about stuff. Like, I don't get what's going on. So you so pure and you so holy, you got so much plug, right? So why you just can't hit him up? Like, that's crazy. And I think you might have been lying this whole time. Like, where'd you really get these riches from? It don't make sense to me. So look, now we're going to switch over to Jesus and Judah in Luke chapter 22 verses 1 through 6. Best friends versus no friends. That man said, look, we ain't got all day. We ain't got all day for all of this. This is Jesus and Judith. Now the feast of unleavened bread do nigh, which is called Passover. And the chief priests and scribes sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people. Then entered Satan into Judas, surnamed Iscariot, being of the number of 12. And he went his way and communed with the chief priests and the captains, how he might betray him unto them. And they were glad. They covenanted to give him money. And he promised and sought opportunity to betray him unto them in the absence of multitudes. So, you one of the 12 that's walking with Jesus. You saying it's your friend, and then now some people walk up. Is they saying that's the Messiah? Yeah, they saying that's him. That's him. It's really him? Yeah, that's really him. Well, look, how about you give us, I'm going to give you $1 million. Give you $1 million. I want you to tell me where y'all be sleeping at. I want you to tell me where y'all be holding them sermons at. And then we're going to go ahead and take them up out of here, and we're going to pay you your bread. We see that the devil just keep getting into people. The enemy got into Judas, and now he betrayed his friend for money. Yeah, you going to drop a bag on me? No problem. I'm going to tell you exactly where he at. Hold on real quick. And so now we go over to Luke chapter 22 verses 46 through 48. And said unto them, why sleep ye? Rise and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. And while he yet spake, behold, a multitude. And he that was called Judas, one of the 12, went before them and drew nigh unto Jesus to kiss him. But Jesus said unto him, Judas, betrayeth thou the Son of Man with a kiss? Why y'all sleep? Y'all need to be up praying. Like, we got work to do. And then Jesus seen all these people like, hey, where they coming from? And then he like, Judas, you betrayed me. You betrayed me with a kiss. You've been opening your mouth against me. So Judas sold his soul, right? And so now you betray your friend because you've been giving people information about him. You come to him to kill him. You betray him with the kiss, and he was aware. He said, hold on, wait. You betrayed me with the kiss. What? You supposed to be my friend. You was one of the 12. Now we go down to Peter and Jesus. We're still in Luke chapter 22, verses 55 through 58. And when they had kindled a fire in the midst of the hall and were set down together, Peter sat down among them. But a certain maid beheld him as he sat by the fire, and earnestly looked upon him and said, this man was also with him. And he denied him, saying, woman, I don't know him. And after a little while, another saw him and said, thou art also of them. And Peter said, man, I'm not. Another one of Jesus' friends, one of the 12. My God, he looked familiar. See him before? Yup. He was with him too. Oh, no, I don't know him. I think you do know him. You know what? He was with him. Hold on. Y'all tripping. Both of y'all tripping. I don't know him. I never been with that man. I never been seen with that man before. Like, I don't know him. Like, let's get the s'mores going. Y'all got the fire up. Let's go ahead and eat these s'mores. Like, what's going on? Like, straight. Now we head back over to Job when Job finally asked him for help. So he said, this is in Job chapter 6, verses 24 through 30. Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred. How feasible are right words, but what thou your arguing reprove? Do ye imagine to reprove words in the speeches of one that is desperate, which are as wind? Yea, overwhelm the fatherless, and yea, dig a pit for your friend. Now therein be content, look upon me, for it is evident unto you if I lie. Return, I pray you, let it not be iniquity. Yea, return again, my righteousness is in it. Is there iniquity in my tongue? Cannot my taste discern perverse things? Look, how about, we've been crying for days. We've been arguing back and forth because you've been saying one thing and this is why my kids is gone. You've been saying that you got stuff to do. Look, how about y'all just teach me what you know, and then, I think that'll help me. If you teach me something, I really think that'll help me out. Again, in chapter 12, verses 1 through 4, Job says, no doubt, but ye are the people, and wisdom shall die with you. But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Yea, who knoweth not such things as these? I am as one mocked of his neighbor, who called upon God, and he answered him. And the just upright man is laughed at. Look, y'all sitting here laughing at me. We sitting here arguing, and it don't make no sense. Like, can we pray about this? Like, can we get something going on? Like, I'm just as wise as you. I'm not saying that I'm better than you, but I'm just saying, you see that I'm hurt. You see that I'm down. Like, it's not nothing that you can do. It's not nothing that you can help me with. You see how people was talking about me, like, all around the land. Like, it's not nothing that y'all can help me with. Like, so now, instead of these people helping when their friend asks, God got to send somebody from a whole nother city. So this is Job chapter 32, verses 1 through 5. So these three men ceased to answer Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then was kindled the wrath of Eli, the son of Barshel, the Buzites of the kindred of Ram. Against Job was his wrath kindled, because he justified himself rather than God. Also against his three friends his wrath kindled, because they had found no answer, and yet have consumed Job. Now Esai had waited till Job had spoken, because they were older than he. When Esai saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these three men, then his wrath was kindled. There was a young man that came all the way from another region, and he said, look, Job, let me hear your side of the story. I know you older than me, and I know y'all elders, so I'm gonna let you speak first, because I'm a young man. And sometimes, you know, the older people don't understand the young people because they young and we don't think we got no wisdom, when really I don't think it matter about the age, because I'm seasoned in the spirit. So I'm gonna let you speak first. And then your three friends sitting here, I'm mad at you because you've been talking like, see, God told me before I got here that you've been talking like you God, and they just been letting you say whatever. But then I'm mad at these three men because how is y'all older than me and ain't nobody told him nothing? Y'all ain't got nothing for him. Y'all ain't helped him for nothing. And I came from a whole nother region. Look, if it's gonna be some lies found in me, then I already know I'm gonna die. So I'm gonna do nothing but tell the truth and deliver this word of God. Y'all are an embarrassment to be this man's friend and to be elders, and then nobody helped him do nothing. So after all of this, after the friends did not help, after everyone betrayed everyone, God has been listening to everything. He sends help from another region. And in chapter 38, verses 1 through 18, God speaks and he like, look, now I heard your humble cry, but first of all, did you separate the night from the day? Yeah, did you do that? Have you walked through the valley through the shadow of death? Because I don't think you have. So God came in and he let Job know, hey, you been saying some crazy stuff and I blessed you. But now I want to bless you again, because these people been sitting here now. Since I got to come in and intercede and tell y'all, I want you to go home and grab some of that flock. I want you to go home and grab some of them kids. And I want you to go home and grab some of that food and come and bless y'all friend, because y'all are crazy. Y'all been sitting here the whole time and nobody has the reason why I'm upset, glory be to God, is because y'all ain't even pray for him. Nobody told him nothing about me. Y'all sitting up here making him feel good, making him feel proud, but nobody prayed. Nobody said, look, God is gonna do this, God is gonna do that. Nobody included God in anything.